this video, let us see the angle of deviation produced by a prism. Prism is a triangular block of glass or plastic. It is bounded by three faces. Out of the three faces, one is grounded. The grounded face is what's known as base of the prism. These two are the refracting faces. This is a section of a prism A, B, C, where A is the angle between the refracting faces. So it's called angle of the prism. PQ is an emergent ray. It is falling on the face AB. The QR is the path of the light inside the prism, and RS is the emergent ray. This is the normal on the face AB, and here this is the normal. So this is the angle of incidence, and this is the angle of refraction at the face AB. Similarly here, angle of incidence is R2, and the angle of refraction I2. R2 and I2 are the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Now D is the angle of deviation. So this is the incident ray and this is the emergent ray. Angle between these two rays is known as angle of deviation. D1 is the deviation produced at the first phase, that is AB, and D2 is the angle of deviation produced at the second phase. This is D1 and D2. Now angle RQM, so this is the deviation D1. So then I1, then vertically opposite angles are equal. When this is I1, so this is also I1. We want D1, deviation at this phase. So from I1 we have to minus R1. So D1 is I1 minus R1. Similarly, deviation produced at the second phase is D2. That is I2 minus R2. Vertically opposite angles are equal. When this is I2, this is also I2. We want deviation D2. That is from I2 we have to minus R2. So D1 and D2. Then total deviation D is equal to D1 plus D2. That is, in a triangle, exterior angle is equal to sum of the interior opposite angles. So D is equal to D1 plus D2. Now we can substitute for D1, I1 minus R1. Then for D2 we can substitute I2 minus R2. After rearranging, you can get this D is equal to I1 plus I2, then minus common, take it outside, then R1 plus R2. Then in the quadrilateral AQNR, angle at Q and R are 90 degrees. So the sum of these two, 180. Then the sum of these two angles also should be 180, because total angle in a quadrilateral is 360. So angle A plus QNR is equal to 180. Now in this triangle, R1 plus R2 plus angle QNR is equal to 180, because total angle in a triangle is 180. Now from these two expressions, you can get R1 plus R2 is equal to A. So here left hand side, right hand side 180. Then in the left hand side you can see QNR. Then angle R1 plus R2 is equal to angle A. Now you can substitute here in this expression, instead of R1 plus R2 we can substitute A. So deviation is equal to I1 plus I2 minus instead of R1 plus R2 A. So you are getting the expression for deviation. Now deviation depends on angle of incidence, angle of emergence, and the angle of the prism. For a given angle of incidence, angle of emergence depends on the material of the prism. So angle of deviation depends on the angle of incidence, angle of the prism, then material of the prism, then the wavelength of the light.